Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for November 4th. November 4th is the 308th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 309th in leap years, with 57 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is cadmium. Cadmium is a chemical element with the symbol Cd and atomic number 48. It's chemically similar to zinc and mercury and is a byproduct of zinc production. Even though it's a silver white metal, certain cadmium compounds are used as red, orange, and yellow pigments. The use of cadmium in general has been reduced in the last few decades because of its toxicity. Overt and or long-term exposure to cadmium can cause a variety of health problems, and it's banned as a hazardous substance in Europe. Sure makes a beautiful shade of red though, doesn't it? Cadmium. Christopher Columbus reached Leeward Islands and Puerto Rico on November 4th, 1493. This was during his second voyage to the New World. This is the birthday of Oklahoma humorist Will Rogers, born November 4th, 1879. He performed in vaudeville, stage, and film, was a cowboy and a newspaper columnist in addition to being a humorist. Of Cherokee descent, he came to be known as Oklahoma's favorite son. He was in 50 silent films and 21 talkies and wrote more than 4,000 nationally syndicated newspaper columns. The nature of his humor was such that he could tell people where to go in such a manner that they thought it was their idea and they couldn't wait to get there. One of his famous sayings was, "I never met a man I didn't like." Sadly, he died at the age of 55 in a plane crash in Alaska, along with Wiley Post in 1935. He may be no longer with us, but he's not gone as long as we're here to remember him. Will Rogers. This is the birthday of an author known as Sterling North, born November 4th, 1906. He was a reporter for the Chicago Daily and the New York Sun, and then became a full time freelance writer, achieving the dream of a good many writerly types. And then he became a book editor. He's written several books, too, that you may or may not have heard of: Midnight in Jeremiah, Abe Lincoln, Log Cabin to White House, and Hurry Spring, to name a few. The book he's best known for, though, is one called Rascal, a memoir of a better era, published in 1963. I read this book myself when I was a child, and I highly recommend it. It's a true story of a year of North's life as a boy. When his mother had died, his older brother was off in Europe during World War I, and he rescued a baby raccoon. Many adventures in that one. I encourage you to find a copy and read it if you're a reader. Rascal by Sterling North. Mr. North lived to the age of 68. The United States government established the National Security Agency, NSA, on November 4th, 1952. NSA is an intelligence agency, which made me wonder, how are they different from all the other intelligence agencies? Although I'm not sure I really want to know that much about it. Interestingly, while they were established in 1952, their existence was not revealed until 1975. Yikes. NSA. And goodness, the things one finds when looking for things that happened on this day in history. Canadian inventor George Klein, for instance. He's been called the most productive inventor in Canada in the 20th century. I found it reassuring to read that he had struggled as a high school student, but went on to graduate from the University of Toronto with a degree in mechanical engineering. Just a few of his inventions include such diverse things as an international system for classifying ground cover snow, a microsurgical staple gun, an all terrain vehicle called the Weasel, and a particular type of nuclear reactor called the ZEEP. But the thing that caught my eye was the motorized wheelchair. Pretty sure we've all seen one of those somewhere in our lives, a motorized wheelchair. Such a device can sure enhance and enlarge the quality of life for anyone who needs one. and we have George Klein to thank for them. We mention him today because he died on November 4th, 1992, at the age of 88. George Klein. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. Thank you so much for watching. The links to my sources are in the show notes. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And feel free to share this video with others. You could do that with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.